Hello friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annette. Today I have a timeless love pick a card tarot reading for you, looking into what is blocking you from receiving love. So as you can see, we have three piles here. This is pile number one, represented by this happy looking cat holding a handkerchief. And this is pile number two, represented by this disgruntled looking cat holding a fan. And this is pile number three, represented by this serene looking cat with a cape or a cloak. So you can pause the video. Okay, if this is your first time doing a pick a card reading, you can choose based on the numbers, or visually you can choose the pile that attracts your attention, or you can use the cats as guidance to which pile that you feel inclined to choose. You of course can choose more than one or even all of them if that is what you feel inclined to do. So without further ado, let's get started with your reading. Hi, so if you chose this cute happy little cat with the handkerchief, you have chosen pile number one and this is your reading. So put her aside for now and then we'll take a look at your cards. So the first one is the King of Pentacles. The second card is the Hierophant. The third card is the Chariot. And the last card is the Hangman. So what I'm getting here in a word that's jumping out to me is toxic masculinity. Kings are essentially leaders, so it can indicate a father figure, okay? And the King of Pentacles, Pentacles is a very grounded, rooted energy, but the word that comes to me is inflexible. So this is kind of like the toxic trait of the Pentacles that is coming through here, okay? This is probably someone who subscribes to traditional gender roles, especially with the Hierophant being here. This card is all about a student, teacher, but also about traditions, okay? And then there's the Chariot here, which really brings to mind someone who just makes decision without considering anybody else, okay? It's kind of like a very fast-moving energy, just bulldozes people, you know. It doesn't matter what's in their way, they would just bulldoze people over. Inconsiderate comes to mind. And also the Hangman. The Hangman talks about being stuck, and it also talks about looking at things from a different perspective. Like I said, taking all these cards into consideration, I do get the impression of an older man, probably a father figure, that has toxic traits, toxic masculinity, very inflexible, very traditional. You know, they are the type that thinks women should follow the man's lead, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's almost like they don't allow the women to speak, okay? So it's almost like, you know, you follow my way or the highway. And again, with this energy of the Chariot, very fast moving, anyone that goes against what they say or has different ideas gets shut down immediately. So I would say, based on what I'm seeing in the cards for you, if you have chosen this pile, what's blocking you could be having a toxic father figure in your life that exhibits these traits, and this turns you off from, you know, partnerships. There is the sense that you desire partnerships because as social creatures, it's very normal for human beings to desire companionship, right? But then you're also afraid to be in a partnership because you've seen how toxic it can be from this person. And like I said, this is probably a father figure in your life, okay? You may be at loggerheads with this individual. It really depends because this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you are someone who wants to keep the peace, you may have had to abandon your own needs. You have to acquiesce to their requests. You have to put your needs in the back burner, okay? Because your needs don't matter. What matters is what he thinks is right. If you are someone who is rebellious, you would have been at loggerheads with this father figure. Okay, and this is something I almost, for some of you, I'm getting, I never want to be in a relationship. If this is what relationships look like, if this is what relationships are, I want none of it. I don't want to be part of it. Now, for some of you who are in this state of being, state of mind, you intellectually, you understand that not every man, not every relationship is like this. But this is buzzing in your subconscious, okay, that relationships are not safe. When you enter relationships, you get controlled, you lose your voice, you have no rights, okay? So this is what I'm getting here from the cards. So let us shuffle a few more cards here to get more to the situation or story, if any, get more details. Two of Pentacles. And Three of Swords, heartbreak. There is a back and forth here. on one hand, for some of you, you may have a pretty okay relationship with this individual, but these traits, this toxic masculine traits, when they surface, it really makes this person intolerable. So there's this back and forth whereby I love you, but at the same time you infuriate me. Okay, I love you, but you control my life whenever you feel insecure and you feel the need to control, and then you just, when this individual feels that they're losing control in some area of their life, they try to control the people in their life. For example, if they lost a job, then they start wanting to control the people in the household. Or if they feel inadequate, then they would start to take his anger out on members of the household. So, when you love this individual, for some of you, but at the same time, they are also your source of pain. For some of you, okay, I'm getting the word bipolar. Or mood swings. Okay, it doesn't have to be bipolar, because contrary to popular belief, bipolar is not happy one second and unhappy the next. It's actually an episode. Okay, they can go for 1 week without sleeping, being manic, and then the next 1 week they would crash, so it's a longer span of time. But this one speaks more of mood swings. Okay, they can be the nicest person, they can be the most loving father for some of you, but then when they swing into this other direction, when they feel, like I said, insecure, when things are not going their way, they feel the need to let it out and take it out on other people who are weaker than them, who are under their care, who basically they can control. Okay, and like I said, it's usually the members of the household. All right, so that's what I'm seeing here. They are the source of your joy and also source of your pain for some of you. Okay, so let us see if there's any more details before we move on to advice, how you can move forwards and start to, cut the cords maybe from these influences, and then you can start receiving love in your life. So this, sorry about the glare. This is the World card. I'm covering because it's kind of like a bit revealing, so there's a bit of nudity there, so I have to cover it. So the World card is here. Okay, the World card talks about completion. It talks about endings. What I want you to know, I'm getting the sense that, of course, this is a general reading. There are people with a lot of from different age groups watching, but I'm seeing the word 30s and 20s. Okay, so if this is you, between 20s and 30s and beyond, I'm seeing 40s as well. Understand that, now that you're an adult, if you look at him, try to look at his childhood. What made him act the way that he did? What made him into the man that he is? Is it his upbringing? Okay, is it circumstances? Okay, there are reasons why people become the way that they are. One more important thing is that remember that you are no longer that child that is under his control. You are, if you're in your 20s and above, you are a full-blown adult, and you have the right to make your own decisions. Okay, whether or not he likes it. He cannot control you anymore. Okay, so this can help you, when you recognize this can help you to kind of like break the chains of feeling that there is somebody controlling your life, and you would hopefully stop associating male counterparts and partners as, a source of control. By acknowledging that you are a sovereign being, you are an adult now, you have the right to choose. This applies to relationships as well. When you have the right to choose the person for you, and if that person starts controlling you, you have every right to walk away. Okay, you do not have to be subservient to another person. You do not have to be under the control of a partner. Okay, so if you can walk away from the source of this feeling of being under someone's control, which is this father figure, you can do so in your partnerships as well. So you will lose that fear. You know that you have the autonomy to make your own decisions. All right, so I'm just going to hide this at the back here because of the nudity. Now, one more thing I want to highlight with these three cards that initially came out as clarifiers to the King of Pentacles. The Hierophant, the Chariot, and the Hangman are major arcanas. Major arcana talks about soul connection. For some of you, I mentioned just now that there may be a love-hate relationship between you and this father figure, right? You love him, but at the same time, his controlling tendencies, his toxic tendencies inflicts hurt upon you. For some of you, you may even hate this person. Okay, there's not even this love-hate relationship. You just plain hate this person. They're aggressive. They may even be physically aggressive. So maybe you highly, highly dislike this person. And I'm hearing the word hate. Just know with the major arcanas being here that this person is part of your soul family. From the standpoint of spirituality, each one of us who enter this earth, in this life, we have lessons to learn, okay? And, you know, our soul family are those who are closest to us in this lifetime, our parents, our siblings, our friends, okay? People who are related to us, people who are in close proximity to us. These are counted as our soul family, even though we don't have a good relationship with them. Their role in this lifetime is to help us to learn the lessons that we came here to learn, okay? So by him being the way that he is, this toxic individual, they're actually teaching you life lessons that you are meant to learn in this life, okay? So I'm not saying that you should forgive. Just know that when you forgive, you are setting yourself free. It doesn't make them, what they did was right towards you or other family members. Just know that by forgiving, it sets you free, and that's the most important thing here. And also, if you are able to see things from a higher spiritual level, this person is just doing their job. He's just playing his role in, you know, giving you the life experience that you came here to experience, and also enable you to learn the lessons that you came here to learn. That's just something that I feel really important to highlight here with these three major arcanas below the King of Pentacles. So let's shuffle some oracle cards to give you advice what you can do to release these blockages, okay, so that you can receive love into your life. What advice do you have for pile 1 so that they can release themselves? Okay, so I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I would say Palink, maybe, okay. I have a personal relationship with my patron guides. I am the result of love throughout the ages. I am awakened to my own value and purpose. This is what I'm getting. If this individual has been abusive, right, like I said, toxic masculinity here, very, very strongly coming across, okay. So when they're frustrated, they may say, you know, they may cuss, they may insult you, they may throw punches, you know. This is them trying to establish their authority and control when they're feeling out of control. So when we are at the receiving end of insults and being at the receiving end of physical abuse, of course, it deteriorates our sense of self-worth. Okay, this last sentence here, I'm awakened to my own value and purpose. Now, this is a life circumstance that you have, maybe if you look from the standpoint of spirituality, you have chosen this experience. You have you've chosen this experience before you came to earth while you're still in the spirit form, so that you are able to come out on the other side and see your own value and purpose and worth in this lifetime. Okay, so by, you know, releasing yourself, affirming that you are now an adult, you are no longer under the control of this individual, you are no longer, you are a sovereign being, okay, and you have worth, you have value. And just because someone treats you badly, it's not a reflection of you or your value, it is a reflection of their own lack of value. They don't see the value in themselves. That's why they need to lower other people in order to feel important and in control. So them not valuing you it's not a reflection of your own value. Okay, so that is something that you need to remember. Pile number 1. I'm going to pull another card, this time from a different oracle deck. What advice do you have for pile 1? Patience, please. Okay, so it says here, what you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. Okay, so your healing may need to occur first, and at the same time, remember that in order for your partner to come into your life, you know, love to come into your life, the other person's karma, the other person's lessons also need to be learned by them first, in order for him and you to be ready to come together as two individuals that can learn and heal together. Okay, the word becoming is coming to me, so you are also undergoing your healing journey from this situation. They themselves, your future partner, is also going through certain things, learning certain lessons, and when the two of you are ready, you will come together. So the good news here is that there is someone out there for you, but it's all in divine timing. Meanwhile, focus on your healing and be patient. Even if you are ready, as we can see, there's still some work to do, but even when you are ready, remember that it's, you know, there's another person that you are in partnership with, right? This other person that you will be together with have their own lessons to learn. Okay, so the two cards that came out from the Romance Angel Oracle deck that I shuffled just now is children. Your love life is being affected by children. It could be your childhood or your partner's childhood. Okay, it could be you have children or your partner have children as well. That may resonate for some of you. It may not resonate with all of you. So again, like I said, this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. I'm getting the sense that for some of you here, usually with love readings, the majority of it appeals to, you know, the feminine, okay, women, the feminine, those who identify as female or feminine, but that's not necessarily the case. What I am getting here though is that regardless of your gender, there is a sense that you try to make things happen. If you are a woman or someone who identifies as female, there is a very go-getter masculine energy about you. You know, you want a partner, and so you're going to go out and look for it. There's nothing wrong with this, but at the same time, there is this encouragement to let go of trying to control the situation, of trying to make things happen. Manifestation is coming to mind, so maybe you're trying to manifest a partner. Nothing wrong with this. Just know that it will come when the time is right. Okay, just like I'm getting several examples here. One example is a baby. Even though, let's say, a woman is pregnant, she's excited to see her baby, she cannot rush the process. The baby needs to fully form and able to be independent of the mother's womb in order to survive outside. So it's best not to rush the process. Another example that comes to mind is food at the restaurant. Okay, if you rush the chef, the food is not going to come out nicely. It's not going to taste very good. Some things are going to be undercooked. Okay, the flavors will not be in its full not capacity. The food just doesn't taste as good as when care and time is taken to prepare the food. Okay, so the same goes with this. You can manifest, no problem. Just make sure that you focus on your life. Now that this is highlighted to you, this is something that maybe you can take steps towards healing. Maybe you can try going for therapy. I'm also feeling called to let you know that because there is a masculine energy to you, some of you may understand this, some of you may already know this, and you may say, I already know this, I've forgiven my father, but there's this wound still remains. Just know that healing takes time. It's not a linear journey. And also healing has several aspects. There's the mental aspect, the spiritual aspect, the emotions aspect, and the body aspect as well. So intellectually, maybe you understand, you know, he is the way that he is because of his upbringing. For example, you understand that he didn't know any better, and so you forgive him. Intellectually, maybe you have accepted the situation, but emotions-wise, there could still be some wounds. Body-wise, from your trauma of having to endure maybe abuse, okay, having to endure threats, okay, maybe this toxic male figure came at you, you know, chased after you with a belt, for example, even if he didn't hit you, but there's that trauma, okay, in the body that needs to be released. So consider going for other forms of healing, like somatic release healing. Doing yin yoga is also good for releasing trauma in the body. And also talk therapy is good to, you know, talk things out on an intellectual level and also uncover certain aspects that may not have been may not have surfaced for you naturally pertaining to this issue. Okay, so this is what I have for you, group 1. I hope that this has given you insights on what's blocking love from coming into your life, and I hope that this reading has also given you some useful steps to move forwards, okay, so that you can release yourself from this energy and be able to invite and receive love into your life. Thank you so much once again for spending time with me. If you would like to have a personal tarot reading session or numerology session with me, please head over to the description box. I will have my link to my website there. Okay, once again, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello there. So if you chose this disgruntled cat with the fan, you are pile number 2, and this is your reading. So let us get started with your tarot cards. The first card is the 4 of Wands. Second card is the 3 of Cups. Next card is the 5 of Cups. And the last card is the King of Wands. Okay, so when I see this 4 of Wands in the traditional tarot deck, the 4 of Wands talks about a high commitment, a family life. Okay, it talks about the home. But in this particular card, it shows a totally different imagery, which is the troll waiting under the bridge. So usually the troll will lie under the bridge, and then they will attack travelers that pass by the bridge. So it gives me a sense of, there's this feeling of you are just going through life, everything is fine, you're minding your own business. Like I said, everything is fine. And then suddenly this big, ugly thing just crops up in front of you and attacks you and changes your life forever. This is the energy that I'm getting. For some of you, and this may be the majority of you, what's blocking you from receiving love is a trauma. For a lot of you, this is a childhood trauma. I'm getting maybe you come from a family whereby there is a divorce, okay, that happened. I'm getting how this situation with the troll under the bridge applies to family life, and this trauma that I'm referring to is that you are living your life happy, everything is normal, you have a typical childhood, your parents are around, they're working, they give you the best that they could, everything is harmonious, and then suddenly life changed. Maybe it is found out that one of your parents have been having an affair. It could be the mother figure, or it could be the father figure, and the majority would be the father figure, because there is the King of Wands here. The King of Wands is very passionate, very impulsive as well, and Wands also have reference towards sexual energy. Okay, so maybe the father figure that you have in your life is someone that has this tendency, okay, seeking attention outside of the home, for example, or it could be a one-off, okay, and it doesn't have to be the father figure, it can be the mother figure as well, but for the majority it would be the father figure that actually did who ventured out of the home and ventured outside of the marriage. So like I said, you were living your life, you were perfectly fine, and suddenly things change, okay, because the truth came to light, okay. There's the Three of Cups here. This talks about third-party situations, and also the Five of Cups. Okay, when this occurred, your life totally changed, and then there's grief here. Okay, things will never be the same again. That's what I'm hearing with these cards here. Grief for something that was lost. And Cups talk about emotions. Sorry about the glare from the lights here. So let us pull a few more cards to get more insights about this. And by the way, I'm so sorry for those of you who experienced this. That can't have been easy, okay? I feel like, the respect that you had for this parent figure that did the deed, how can I express this? It's kind of like, one day I respect you, I love you, I adore you, and then you do this. I can't believe that you did this. And then like, it's almost like you have no idea who this person is in front of you. I thought I knew you, but turns out you are this stranger that I don't even know. Like, how could you do something like that? My world just turned topsy-turvy because of this discovery of what you did. That is the feeling that I'm getting. And that threw you off kilter, and that destroyed your sense of trust. Because if the first person in your life, if you are a masculine watching this, if it's the mother figure that did the cheating, for example, who cheated on your father, for example, there is that betrayal, right? You are the first woman in my life. You're the first woman, the first love of my life in that sense. But I trust you, I love you, but you did this to our family. And the same goes for women, Our love life is influenced by typically in a heterosexual relationship. If you're a woman and you're into men, what influences our choices in men is the relationship that we have with our father and the type of person our father is, okay? So if our father is the type that is, not loyal to the family, not loyal to your mom, so it's going to impact your choice in men. It's going to impact your love life, okay? So that's what I'm getting here. There's a sense of betrayal, basically. I thought I knew you, but turns out it's all a lie, and your sense of trust is destroyed there. This father figure went from the hero of your life to someone that you can't even bear to look at. Some of you, your parents may have gotten a divorce. For some of you, your parents reconcile or they stayed together for the kids. That's what I'm getting here. Okay, so let us shuffle to get more cards. Okay, Ace of Wands. Okay, passion. Some of you may be afraid of sexual relationships. Okay, you may be afraid to be intimate. You may be afraid that sex can be the destroyer of relationships. Some of you may react by trying to be, okay, and this might be specific, but for some of you, you feel like I need to know how to please my man so that he doesn't do that to me. He doesn't cheat on me. There's no reason for him to cheat on me if I am doing really well in that department, if I please my partner sexually. Okay, and maybe this is an issue that is very persistent in your relationship. Okay, there could be some fear and trauma around sexual relations. Okay, so Judgment here. I'm getting if let's say your parents did get a divorce, maybe your parents sort out, okay, there are two camps here. For some of you, your parents got divorced. For some of you, your parents stayed together. Regardless, for some of you, I am getting reference to therapy, to counseling, but it was not extended to you as the children, okay? It's more towards, let's say, your mom, okay? If your father cheated on your mom, maybe your mom went for therapy, maybe your mom went for counseling, okay? But you guys didn't receive any therapy or counseling, right? The emphasis is not on the children. So maybe you didn't have the support to make sense of what happened, right? I'm getting the word pastor, okay? So maybe if you're in a religious family, this dynamic would have a big impact as well, okay? Because, you know, in a religious household, being true to your spouse is part of, you know, honoring God, right? So for this father figure to do what they did, it's really a betrayal, not just to the family, your mom or your dad, if the mom is the one doing this, but also to the religion, okay? So it could be that as part of support, your mom or maybe the family could have gone for counseling, but the emphasis is more on the mom or on the father, the father, if the mom is the one who did the cheating, but the emphasis is not on the children. There is this assumption that the children are too young to understand. They're okay, you know. The focus is on the spouse that got cheated on. So you didn't receive the support that you need to make sense of whatever changes that occurred in your life because of that revelation. Okay. So Magician. All right, so I get this feeling that for a lot of you, in light of this, like I said, you trusted this father figure, you trusted this mother figure, depending on who did the betrayal. But because you were disappointed, it made you realize that I can't depend on anyone. I cannot depend on anyone outside of myself. I can only depend on me. Okay, so it's hard for you to receive love. It's hard for you to receive and trust somebody to have your back in your life in terms of romance, okay, because you've seen this happen, right? You trusted your parent who did the betrayal, and yet they did what they did, and so you feel like you can only trust yourself. Okay, you have infinite potential, but it's very hard for you to accept people into your life, even though you may desire it, because as human beings, we are social creatures. You know, we do desire companionship, but it's hard because of the trauma. Now let us take a look at advice for you. What can you do to move beyond this so that you can free yourself to receive love into your life? Okay, so the first card that came out is Tanah Lot. The places in between are important for my growth. I can release myself from worry and suffering if I choose. I now let go of all that no longer serves me. Okay, so I think this is really appropriate for, you know, what we saw in your reading. What happened back then was very real. It was very hurtful for you, but understand that it had nothing to do with you in a sense, and everything to do with your parent who did the betrayal. Okay, they are the ones who are not able to process how they feel and express how they feel and ask for help. Instead, they go and do things that they were not supposed to. They have their reasons, of course, but at the same time, it's nothing to do with you or your worth. Okay, you are fully deserving of a parent that is loyal to their spouse, to you, to, you know, the family unit. But unfortunately, they made a decision that was not healthy for them or for the family. Okay, but if you were to take that paintbrush and paint everyone else, every potential partner with that paintbrush, that wouldn't be fair, because not everyone is the same. Okay, so if you are worried, like it says here, I can release myself from worry and suffering if I choose. So if you are to paint people in that same brush and you are afraid that they would do the same thing for you, you are inflicting yourself with pain and suffering when there's no proof that that person would do the same thing to you. Is there potential? Of course, everyone has the potential to do things, but some people has more potential than others. But understand that even though the potential is there, it doesn't mean that the person would actually choose to do that. Some people, a lot of people actually have principles and integrity. And so even though there's opportunity for them to betray you, they wouldn't. People like this do exist. People who are loyal do exist. And if you keep focusing on what they could potentially do to hurt you, then you'll always be suffering from something that has not even happened yet. Okay, so contracting and being prepared for the worst is not serving you. And this is what it says, but I now let go of all that no longer serves me. The pain is real, and yes, leaving it in the past is easier said than done. I'm not trying to discount the pain that it caused you, how it upturned your life, but at the same time, understand that that was out of your control. And whatever that's out of your control, to hang on to it, it just does not do you any good. It does not make your life better. And in fact, it makes your life more painful, right? It gives you more suffering. It does not alleviate your life experience. And that's not even the truth. This is like a potential that you have in your mind. So release what no longer serves you. This is what I'm getting here. I'll pull more oracle cards as advice for you. Okay, so 2 cards came out here. One is love life. The basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. And assertiveness. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. So what I'm getting from these cards is that, by this coming to light, the situation, you realizing what's the source of your pain, what is blocking love from coming into your life, you will go out and do the necessary to move beyond this. You may go for therapy, you may go for counseling, okay, or you may go for, if you come from a religious background, you may see your pastor, get some counseling from your pastor, for example, okay, and make peace with this. Forgiveness is not making the other person right, but it's more to free yourself, okay. These look like children, and so your childhood trauma is affecting your love life. So once you do what you need to do, counseling, forgive, if you can bring yourself to forgive and releasing yourself from this energy, then you'll be able to invite love into your life. And assertiveness, stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. So, but this is what I'm getting as well. You are in the position to choose a person, a potential partner. What's most important though is that you see your potential partner for who they are. Do not view them through rose-tinted glasses and ignore the red flags. At the same time, do not look at them through shitty colored glasses. Okay, do not paint them with the same paintbrush from your experience in childhood, whereby your parent betrayed you in that sense. So not everyone is the same. Evaluate and look at them for who they truly are. And when I see this imagery, it also gives the impression of this fairy bursting out from the tree trunk here. Okay, maybe you were in darkness before. Now that you see the light and be the light, and you burst out of the darkness. Okay, you get in touch with your own power. Okay, you realize your own power to choose. That's what I'm seeing for you as well. And I'll just shuffle one last card for you from the Romance Angel Oracle. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Now this is what I'm getting here. Okay, if you are in a partnership but it's been rocky, okay, I would suggest go for therapy, go for counseling, and then maybe spend some time with your partner, and like I said, get to know them properly, not from a lens of fear or from rose-colored glasses, but get to know them for who they are. I'm sorry for the glare, guys. Okay, so sorry about that. So enjoy bliss of holiday time together if you're in a relationship. But if, let's say, you're not in a relationship, right? And I know for some of you, you might say, this reading is supposed to be what's blocking you from receiving love? Why are you talking about people who are in relationships? That's just coming to me. Maybe it's for someone specific, okay? Because even though this reading is targeted for singles, but let's say if you're in a relationship, your relationship might not be going well, so you feel like you're not receiving the real love that you deserve, okay, or the love that you desire. So if this is you and you came across this reading, this advice is for you, okay? Get the healing process going, and then look at your partner for who they truly are. Spend time away, okay, and get to know them for who they truly are. Let's say if you are the majority, you are single and you are watching this, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together with yourself, okay? Take yourself out on a solo trip, even if it's a drive. Take time to get to know yourself, feel yourself, okay? Get in touch with your own emotions, get in touch with your own body. Just be present with yourself, okay? And realize that you are grown up, you are an adult, and you are capable of evaluating people and trusting yourself to choose the right person for you, okay? So Take yourself on a solo date, take yourself on a solo trip, get in touch with yourself. All right, so this is what I'm seeing for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope that this reading has given you insight, useful insight on what is blocking you from receiving love and how you can move forwards. If you would like to have a personal tarot reading session with me or a numerology session with me, head over to the link in the description box. It will lead you to my website where you can browse my services and pay accordingly. I read internationally, so no matter where you are, we can, have a session together, okay? So once again, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello there. If you chose this serene looking cat with a cloak or a cape, then you are pile number 3, and this is your reading. So let us take a look at your cards. The first card is the 2 of Cups. We have the 9 of Cups. You have the Death card, 6 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Swords. Okay, so what I'm getting from this pile is that with the 2 of Cups here, there is this feeling that you have already found love, true love. Okay, there's also the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So again, like I said, I get the sense that you have found love, true love before, but then there is a sense that you lost it, especially with the Death card here. Now, this loss could be translated in several scenarios. The first scenario is that maybe you could not be with this person. Maybe they receive a job offer and they have to go overseas, for example, but you are not willing to make that move and you want to stay here. Maybe you need to stay here and you had to part ways. Or maybe you have a different religion. That's why you have to go your separate ways. And for some of you, you may have already even married this person or been in a committed relationship, whether an engagement or a long-term relationship, but you lost them through death. Now, death, typically, this Death card, death does not typically equal to literal death. It's more of a transformation, a change, okay? But in this particular pile, for this particular reading, for some of you, there is widow or widower vibes here, meaning to say you did unite with your precious one, your loved one, this person that you were so in love with, but then you lost them through a permanent loss, which is death. Okay, for some of you, you may have children. Okay, there's 2 little girls here, but this also talks about giving. Again, there is this sense that you have experienced love before, but you lost it in some form or fashion. Now, there's also another scenario here that I'm getting. For some of you, you may have, this is not even your experience. It's not your personal experience. You see someone that you have always admired their love. Okay, maybe let's say you have a best friend and they've been in a relationship with their high school sweetheart. They went to university together, they got married, and you thought that their love is unshakable. If there's anyone who could last the test of time, it would be them. But unfortunately, something happened and either they part ways or their partner passed away, and you see the impact of lost love through kind of like secondary trauma. Okay, it's not you that experienced the loss of love, but it's through a friend or someone that's close to you. So this pain, okay, whether you're the person that is experiencing this, like I said, you lost them through difference in religion, different life paths, or through death, you are the one who is experiencing it, or you live vicariously through someone that's close to you. They found love, you see their love, you thought it's solid, but something happens and they had to part ways, whether willingly or unwillingly, and this gave you trauma, okay? Because losing that love or witnessing the loss of love is so painful to see, and this makes you scared. Yes, love is nice, but when you lose it, it's so agonizing and painful, and this is what is stopping you or blocking love from coming into your life, this fear of, oh my God, it's so good when it's good, but when you lose it, it's unbearable. You feel like dying, right? So let us pull a few more cards to see if there's any more details you need to know of. I'll shuffle another one last time. If no cards fall out, then we can get on to advice. Okay, so no cards falling out. One more time. One last time. No cards are coming out. Okay, so this is pretty cut and dry. There are several scenarios anyways. Like I said, it could be you who experience love, or you witness someone close to you experience love and lose it. Okay, so let us go on to your advice here. Let's shuffle this oracle card. What advice do you have for Pile Tree pertaining to their pain, pertaining to what's blocking them? What can they do to move forwards and move beyond this block? Okay, so the first card here is Fushimi Inari, Grand Shrine. I nourish myself and I am open. I am fertile in every way. I am joyful and happy. Okay. So let us get to another card from a different deck. Easy does it. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. Last would be from the Angel Romance Oracle deck. Oh, very soon. Okay. Can I just say, I didn't highlight this card. This card was actually underneath the death card, the card of loss here. Okay, so there is this Two of Swords card here. If you can see in the water, it looks like there's nothing around her, but she feels like there is, demons around her, that is interfering with her ability to make a decision. The Two of Swords always talks about, being on the fence, being unable to make a decision, being locked between two logical choices. Okay, so let's say if you've loved and lost, one side says that, love is so good and it's enjoyable and it's the highest vibration of all, but the other side is also saying, but it's scary, it hurts when you lose it. Okay, so you want to try at love again, but at the same time you're afraid to. So do I try or do I not try again? Okay, so there's this dilemma here. So there is all these past traumas and things that are interfering with your ability to make that decision, especially in light of the loss. Okay, so let's get back to your oracle cards. These are the advice for you. Basically what I'm seeing here is there is advice telling you that there is abundance in love. Okay, even though you are so lucky enough that you have experienced love before, a love that you never ever came across with others, but know that there are people out there who can give you the same amount of dedicated love, but maybe in a different way, in their own way, but no less beautiful. Okay, because it says here, I nourish and I nourish myself, I'm open and completely abundant. Abundant, there's an abundance of love that can come your way if you allow it. I'm fertile in every way, I'm joyful and I'm happy. If you have lost love, especially if you lost love through the death of your partner, it will be very hard, okay, to open yourself to love again. Maybe there's guilty feeling. Am I dishonoring their memory if I move forward in this way? Okay, but understand that life is meant to be joyful and happy. It's meant to live in a joyful and happy manner. Just because they pass on doesn't mean that you need to be unhappy for the rest of your life, right? And this is also advice here. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. Okay, so if you're open to it, if you stop trying to control it, if you stop trying to make it happen, it will happen for you. Don't try to stop it, because I feel like for some of you, maybe there are interested parties, but you try to stop it. And so don't try to stop it. Don't try to force it open either. And what's meant for you will come for you, okay, in terms of love. And very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Like I said, there is this indecision. Do I open myself to love or not? Okay, am I brave enough to open to love or not? So the cards are saying, it can come very soon, but you need to decide, do you want to give yourself a chance or not? Okay, if you have the courage and give yourself a chance to move forward in love, then you could very well receive love into your life. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, group number 3. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. It's an honor. I'm really sorry that you experienced a loss of true love, but know that there's an abundance of love in this world. If you've experienced it before, you can experience it again. Maybe it's a different form, but it's love. It's still true love. Okay, so if you would like to have a private or personal tarot reading session with me, it will lead you to my website where you can browse my services and you can choose the one that is most suitable for you. I also do numerology readings and I'm a spiritual coach as well. So once again, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.